Hello everyone. Now on Tuesday we were reading more of Percy Jackson. We were on chapter 19 when they actually arrived in the underworld and they started to talk to Hades. Now it seemed like something had gone horribly wrong because Hades seemed to think that Percy and Grover had done something that actually they hadn't. So I'm not sure if we'll get to finish the chapter. Oh, we will probably get to finish the chapter today, so that would be nice. So I'm going to reread one page, but then it will be new reading. So it's just started to talk about Charon and his pay rise. Don't get me started on Charon, Hades yelled. Yeah, Hades yelled. He's been impossible ever since he discovered Italian suits. Problems everywhere. I know I've got to handle all of them personally. The commute time alone from the palace to the gates is enough to drive me insane. And the dead just keep arriving. No, Godlin, I need no help getting subjects. I did not ask for this war. But you took Zeus's master bolt. Lies! More rumbling. Hades rose from his throne, towering to the height of a football goalpost. Your father may fool Zeus, boy, but I am not so stupid. I see his plan. His plan? You were the thief of the winter solstice, he said. Your father thought to keep you his little secret. He directed you into the throne room on Olympus. You took the master bolt and my helmet. Had I not sent my fury to discover you at Yancey Academy, Poseidon might have succeeded in hiding his scheme to start a war. But now you have been forced into the open. You will be exposed as Poseidon's thief, and I will have my helmet back. But, Annabeth spoke, I could tell her mind was going a million miles an hour. Lord Hades, your helmet of darkness is missing too. Do not play innocent with me, girl. You and the satyr have been helping this hero, coming here to threaten me in Poseidon's name, no doubt, to bring me an ultimatum. Does Poseidon think I can be blackmailed into supporting him? No, I said. Poseidon didn't. I didn't. I have said nothing of the helmet's disappearance, Hades snarled, because I have no illusions that anyone on Olympus would offer me the slightest justice, the slightest help. I can ill afford for word to get out that my most powerful weapon of fear is missing, so I searched for you myself, and when it was clear you were coming to me to deliver your threat, I did not try to stop you. You didn't try to stop us, but return my helmet now, or I will stop death, Hades threatened. That is my counter proposal. I will open the earth and have the dead pour back into the world. I will make your lands a nightmare, and you, Percy Jackson, your skeleton, will lead my army out of Hades. The skeletal soldiers all took one step forward, making their weapons ready. At that point, I probably should have been terrified. The strange thing was, I felt defended. Nothing gets me angrier than being accused of something I didn't do. I've had a lot of experience with that. As bad as Zeus, I said. You think I stole from you? That's why you sent the Furies after me. Of course, Hades said. And the other monsters? Hades curled his lips. I had nothing to do with them. I wanted no quick death for you. I wanted you brought before me alive, so you might face every torture in the fields of punishment. Or do you think I let you enter my kingdom so easily? Easily? Return my property. But I don't have your helmet. I came for the Master Bolt, which you already possess, Hades shouted. You came here with it, little fool, thinking you could threaten me. I didn't. Open your backpack then. A horrible feeling struck me, the weight in my backpack like a bowling ball. It couldn't be. I slung it off my shoulder and unzipped it. Inside was a 60 centimetre long metal cylinder, spiked on both ends, humming with energy. Percy, Beth said. How? I don't know. I don't understand. You heroes are always the same, Hades said. Your pride makes you foolish, thinking you could bring such a weapon before me. I did not ask for Zeus's master bolt, but since it is here, you will yield it to me. I am sure it will make an excellent bargaining tool. And now, my helmet. Where is it? I was speechless. I had no helmet. I had no idea how the master bolt had got into my backpack. I wanted to think Hades was pulling some kind of trick. Hades was the bad guy, but suddenly the world turned sideways. I realized I'd been played. Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades had been set at each other's throats by someone else. The Master Bolt had been in the backpack, and I'd got the backpack from... Lord Hades, wait, I said. This is all a mistake. A mistake? Hades roared. The skeletons aimed their weapons. From high above there was a fluttering of leathery wings, and the three Furies swooped down to perch on the back of their master's throne. The one with Mrs. Dodd's face grinned at me eagerly and flicked her whip. There is no mistake, Hades said. I know why you have come. I know the real reason you brought the bolt. You came to bargain for her. Hades loosed a ball of gold fire from his palm. It exploded on the steps in front of me, and there was my mother, frozen in a shower of gold, just as she was at the moment when the Minotaur began to squeeze her to death. I couldn't speak. I reached out to touch her, but the light was as hot as a bonfire. Yes, Hades said with satisfaction. I took her. I knew, Percy Jackson, that you would come to bargain with me eventually. Return my helmet, and perhaps I will let her go. She is not dead, you know. Not yet. But if you displease me, that will change. I thought about the pearls in my pocket. Maybe they could get me out of this. If I could just get my mum free. Ah, the pearls, Hades said, and my blood froze. Yes, my brother and his little tricks. Bring them forth, Percy Jackson. My hand moved against my will and brought out the pearls. Only 3? Hades said. What a shame. You do realise that each only protects a single person. Try to take your mother then, little godling. And which of your friends will you choose to leave behind to spend eternity with me? Go on, choose, or give me the backpack and accept my terms. I looked at Annabeth and Grover. Their faces were grim. We were tricked, I told them. Get up. Yes, but why? Annabeth asked. And the voice in the pit. And the voice in the pit. I don't know yet, I said. I intend to ask. Decide, boy, Hades yelled. Percy, Grover put his hand on my shoulder. You can't give him the bowl. I know that. Leave me here, he said. Use the third pearl on your mum. No, I'm a satyr, Grover said. We don't have souls like humans do. He can torture me until I die. He won't get me forever. I'll just be reincarnated as a flower or something. It's the best way. No! Annabeth drew her bronze knife. You two go on. Grover, you have to protect Percy. You have to get your searcher's license and start your quest for Pan. Get his mum out of here. I'll cover you. I plan to go down fighting. No way, Grover said. I'm staying behind. Think again, goat boy, Annabeth said. Stop it, both of you. I felt like my heart was being ripped in two. They had both been with me through so much. I remember Grover dive-bombing Medusa in the statue garden, and Annabeth saving us from Cerberus. We'd survived Hephaestus's Waterland ride, the St. Louis Arch, the Lotus Casino. I had spent thousands of miles, worried that I'd be betrayed by a friend, but these friends would never do that. They had done nothing but save me, over and over, and now they wanted to sacrifice their lives for my mum. I know what to do, I said. Take these. I handed them each a pearl. Annabeth said, But Percy! I turned and faced my mother. I desperately wanted to sacrifice myself and use the last pearl on her, but I knew what she would say. She would never allow it. I had to get the bolt back to Olympus and tell Zeus the truth. I had to stop the war. She would never forgive me if I saved her instead. I thought about the prophecy made at Half-Blood Hill, what seemed like 1,000,000 years ago. You will fail to save what matters most in the end. I'm sorry, I told her. I'll be back. I'll find a way. The smug look on Hades' face faded. He said, Godling? I'll find your helmet, Uncle, I told him. I'll return it. Remember about Charon's pay rise? Do not defy me. And it wouldn't hurt to play with Cerberus once in a while. He likes red rubber balls. Percy Jackson, you will not, I shouted. Now, guys! We smashed the pearls at our feet. For a scary moment, nothing happened. Hades yelled, Destroy them! The army of skeletons rushed forward, swords out, guns clicking to full automatic. Furies lunged, their whips bursting into flames. Just as the skeletons opened fire, the pearl exploded at my feet with a burst of green light and a gust of fresh sea wind. I was encased in a milky white sphere which was starting to float off the ground. Annabeth and Grover were right behind me. Spears and bullets sparked harmlessly off the pearl bubbles as we floated up. Hades yelled with such rage the entire fortress shook. and I knew it was not going to be a peaceful night in LA. Look up, Grover yelled. We're going to crash. Sure enough, we were racing right towards the stalactites, which I figured would pop our bubbles and skewer us. How do you control these things? Annabeth shouted. I don't think you do, I shouted back. We screamed as the bubbles slammed into the ceiling and darkness. Were we dead? No. I could still feel the racing sensation. We were going up, right through solid rock, as easily as an air bubble in water. That was the power of the pearls. I realised what belongs to the sea will always return to the sea. For a few moments, I couldn't see anything outside the smooth walls of my sphere. Then my pearl broke through on the ocean floor. The two other milky spheres, Annabeth and Grover, kept pace with me as we soared upward through the water. And then, kablam! We exploded on the surface, in the middle of Los Angeles Bay, knocking a surfer off his board with an indignant, "Dude!" I grabbed Grover and hauled him over to a lifebuoy. I caught Annabeth and dragged her over too. A curious shark was circling us, a great white about 3 meters long. I said, "Beat it." The shark turned and raced away. The surfer screamed something about bad, bad waves and paddled away from us as fast as he could. Somehow I knew what time it was. Early morning, June 21st, the day of the summer solstice. In the distance, Los Angeles was on fire, plumes of smoke rising from neighbourhoods all over the city. There had been an earthquake. All right, and it was Hades' fault. He was probably sending an army of the dead after me right now. But at that moment, the underworld wasn't my biggest problem. I had to get to shore. I had to get to Zeus. I had to get Zeus's thunderbolt back to Olympus. Most of all, I had to have a serious conversation with the god who'd. Okay, we're going to leave it there. And on Monday, we're going to read chapter 20. Hopefully, probably read half of it. There's six. Oh no, we might read the whole chapter. And we'll find out if they do get the bolt back to Zeus.